We are back with more Wavelength Wednesdays. We are going to introduce our four wonderful guests.
Hi, I'm Charlie.
Thomas.
And who's in the leftmost seat?
The bird.
The bird.
The bird. I am just going to fill in for that seat. We are dividing it into red team and blue team. Charlie, I can't help but notice the earth is flat in that photo on your shirt.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
comment?
I got this from NASA, so I think they're just trying to be scientifically accurate.
Okay.
Got something to say about that?
Let it be stated that the official opinion of this stream and all those on it is that the earth is flat. We are going to start with blue team. So Charlie, if you would like to take a card.
Got loved and hated. I'm gonna go with with Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
All right. Jimmy Neutron, definitely a beloved show. Maybe not the most beloved show ever. It's not airing anymore for a reason, but it was certainly in our childhood.
It was there. It was around.
So we're definitely not hated. Is it the best show ever?
Yes.
Remember, he didn't.
Teammate.
Whoa, hey.
It's got some good heart. The movie where Sheen pees in the shower.
Oh, is he the one who started that?
What?
He's the one who started peeing in the shower. No one had done it before then.
Nobody thought to do it.
Everyone's like, this is so easy. The pants came alive during the movie.
This is crazy.
All the parents left and they fly into space. I'm leaving it with where I am.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, so Austin, we do the 50-50 now. And, you know, I'm over here, so you have full control, but I would say there is no way in hell that Jimmy Neutron is more loved than where Thomas put it.
More love.
I would say it is to your left. It is more hated than that.
I love Jimmy Neutron, but I don't think it's that loved by the general populace, unfortunately.
This is a show where
I didn't know if we were going
Now, if we're talking about Planet Sheen,
when closing the lockers in one of the character animations, the locker phased completely through another character's head, and somebody asked the guy who worked on it, like, why did that happen? And he goes, because no one cared. That's why. No one gave
I mean, you can't forget like the lovable names of, Goddard, Carl Weezer, the dad who loves pies, the MILF mom.
Hugh Neutron, Thomas? All right, let's reveal it.
reveal it.
Woo, okay.
We were in similar mindsets.
Yeah.
That is going to be 1 point for Team Red. Put it on the board. Put it on the board.
1 point on the board.
And that is going to be a big 0 for Team Blue.
Bad movie, good movie.
Jimmy Neutron.
We're spinning. All right, I'm going with The Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh.
Specifically that one scene where he goes, "Oh wait, that person."
Now, Mark, it's time for you to reveal. Have you seen this movie?
Have I seen Silence of the Lambs? Yes.
Cool.
Yes, I have. It was a while ago. It's actually required for the film program I went through.
Oh, good. Well, that is a correct film to have watched.
Yes. So, on the scale of good movie to bad movie, it's definitely on the good movie side. I'm not there to refute it.
You can tell me to keep
That
going.
is the good movie side.
Yeah,
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I had it backwards. I would say down a little bit more, 2 degrees. 2 degrees more. 2 degrees more than that. 2 degrees again. Hit him again. And stop! Right there. Right there. All right. I'm locking it
It's a
in.
little much for me to think. Like,
I'm passing it to the blue team.
It's pretty high up.
it's notoriously a good movie.
It is. It is. It won like a ton of Oscars.
I think Mark's correct about not being the best movie.
Is this the kind of thing Austin would say for all the way to the end? Is this like Citizen Kane equivalent? All right, let's leave it.
Yeah, I gotta think on Austin's head.
You're keeping it on the right. All right. Let's reveal it.
I'm gonna be real. I didn't think that film was as good as that.
Well, you specified the line.
The line.
Okay, that's fair. Why do you think? It is a classic.
I couldn't think of another movie.
Okay.
I
understand.
Everything went out my head. I just remembered. Oh wait.
You could have picked a different card if you wanted.
Yeah, I could have.
When you're on the spot with cameras pointed at you, I get it.
Yeah.
That Bill guy scared me. I didn't like it.
Nobody got a point on that.
Okay. All right. That brings the score to red team still winning. Woo! Red team has 1 point. Blue team has 0. Okay. Thomas, you're already in position. Choose a card.
Boring topic that way, fascinating topic this way.
All right.
Launch keys, user manual.
User manual. I actually have downloaded and like read through in chunks the Ableton user manual, and that's kind of interesting. But there's certainly more interesting things out there. Okay, well we're talking about music production, so you're trying to err on the side of more interesting. But user manual, inherently not that interesting. So I'm gonna say it's on this side, this half, but in this quarter. Yeah, I'm gonna go there.
I'll let you make the final decision, Augie, but I'm going to say I think I know how Thomas plays this game. Thomas chose the most interesting thing you could think of for Charlie, which was launch keys, his special interest, and the least interesting thing you could think of, which is a user manual, meaning I believe it is dead center, meaning it's going to be to your right.
That would
Go with
be,
what Mark said.
that would be very difficult to do something right in the middle. So you try to pick something boring, it becomes fascinating.
All right, let's reveal this sucker.
All right.
I better be right. I was so confident. Oh, okay. That's still a point. That's still a point. That brings us to 2 points for the red team and still 0 for the blue. Now I am going to leave my post and go pick a card over there.
That's smart.
Unhealthy on this side. Healthy on this side.
Everyone loves a little bit of scuff in the morning.
Scuffed. This is how the professionals do it.
All right.
I am going to go with lightly buttered popcorn.
Now, if I know my popcorn, that's not too unhealthy, but it's not super healthy.
Popcorn's like...
Popcorn itself is rather healthy.
Yeah.
It's a starch.
But the butter is where it gets the points on. So I'm gonna go with, I think it's pretty much middle of the road. Middle of the, yeah, no, it's a little not healthy. I'll put it there. I'll put it there.
Okay.
It's a little not healthy, but it's healthy. But it's a little not healthy.
What do you think?
I think Austin's pretty on the right track there. It's not a healthy object for sure.
I'm kind of feeling it's more healthy. Because I think butter isn't like the worst thing for you. And it's lightly buttered. No mention of salt. And it's mostly popcorn.
I really want to ask if this butter is lightly salted or how salted the butter itself is.
You can't ask that. You can't ask that.
I ain't telling.
I'm not telling the salt content of the butter.
What brand of butter is this?
Can you believe it's butter?
Is this just oil? Is this random oil? Is this butter?
You ain't getting of me.
Is this movie theater
You gotta
butter?
go with what I went with.
I'm down to go with whatever you put. I don't have strong feelings. I think Austin's pretty on the mark.
Okay. I'm kind of feeling healthier. I think popcorn is one of the healthier snacks. And the butter adds a little bit of flavor, but it's not gonna ruin it.
Okay.
So, you're okay with that?
I'm okay with it. Okay.
Austin, reveal it.
Uh,
Ooh, look at that. The
So good.
score is now
And don't fire me.
5-1, but both teams are now on the board. All right, blue team, it is your turn, and you have some catching up to do. So I recommend choosing a good card.
So I got unimportant and important. Compasses.
Compasses. They're certainly important objects. Would I leave them where they currently stand? No. So they're definitely very important objects for life, travel and whatnot. But I don't think they're. I think I'm feeling it. I think I'm feeling it pretty good.
What are you thinking, Mark?
I'm thinking it's definitely more on the important side.
Definitely more on the important side.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking maybe a little bit more, but nowadays it's not as important.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, is this historic or is this modern?
Yeah, that's
Much
what
to think about. I don't think Charlie was thinking that deep. I think he's probably going with historic in general. General impact of the compost. The
Compie.
I think it's a little more important. So I think, yeah.
All right, we'll just keep it on the side as
Yeah,
it
we'll
is then.
keep it.
All right, let's reveal.
Holy shit, Charlie.
Okay, it's not that fucking important.
This is how he gets to work.
I forgot Charlie, somebody who notably.
He's got a compass and a sextant. he's got old nautical.
It was
maps.
very
They're-
Rose his way to the office. Yeah, Charlie, elaborate on this answer a little bit.
I think in a historical context, compasses are like one of the most important inventions in history. We wouldn't be able to navigate across like oceans without it. We'd be stuck on whatever continent we're in. We couldn't navigate really any kind of far distances.
Everybody thought just go left.
That does bring the scores 6-1. Now, there is an important rule. Cannot win off of the 50-50 thing. You have to win by actually scoring it. It is Austin's turn.
Underrated musician and overrated musician. I've got a good hint. Charles Mingus.
Charles Mingus.
You gotta think about me here.
Yeah, okay. Let me think about this. Underrated.
And he ain't saying.
He's not saying can't elaborate. He can't elaborate.
Charles Mingus.
I would say there's not a chance on this planet that Charles Mingus is an overrated musician. I don't know much about the guy, but I don't think he's overrated. Thomas, can you move it all the way to the underrated side, and then lift me up 2 degrees? Locked in.
Locked in.
Now, do we think he's
I mean, law. I think we have to play with statistics here.
Yeah, I mean, I actually like Charles Mingus.
He's a good musician.
Okay, wait. Now that I'm locked in, can you two tell me, is this a real musician that you two have heard of? This isn't a made-up name? Who the is Charles Mingus?
Charles Mingus is one of the best big band leaders.
Yeah,
Really?
he's like a jazz guy. Yeah.
You guys are lying to me.
No, look up Charles Mingus.
I'm going to Google. I'm
now that you're locked
fact-checking
in.
You know Charles Mingus, right?
this. Why does he come up right away on a Google search like he's popular or something?
The moment you chose musician, I knew Mark was screwed.
Oh yeah, if there's one thing I know less than movies, it's musicians.
I think he was in my like top 10 most listened to artists recently.
I
Why?
think he was top 5 last year.
This guy.
He's
You know,
a-
I'm stick with my answer. I still think Austin thinks he's underrated.
I think we have to go with where it is.
Yeah, I gotta go slightly more over.
I'm sorry, Austin.
All right. So I think he's underrated, but he's not that underrated.
I mean,
I've never heard of the guy.
Yeah, because you don't listen to music.
He's really acclaimed, honestly. He's really famous.
Critically
All right.
acclaimed, but not talked about enough.
Yeah, he's like a
You have to understand, from my perspective, I've never heard of the guy, and then I heard the name Mingus. And I went, that's not real.
I know that sounds like an Austin made-up name, but you gotta think about where I get these from.
Watching your face go sink and go near pale white the moment Austin said that name, and then we started joking.
Charles.
And you're the only one here that doesn't know.
I'm the only person in the room who doesn't know who the Charles Mingus
One
is.
of his albums is called Mingus, 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 Mingus.
For that embarrassing round, that is going to bring the scores to red team 6, blue team 2.
Yeah, 2 points.
Anyone's game. Anyone's game. All right, Thomas, to you.
Hard to remember, easy to remember. I'm gonna go with the names of your middle school teachers.
That's definitely on the hard to remember side. But there are people that you've seen spend a lot of time. I'm gonna go.
All right.
What are you thinking, Austin?
I'm thinking they're a little harder to remember, especially for Charlie. I only know like a couple of them just because they had stupid names.
I barely remember the names back then.
I remember the ones who were mean to me. I really could go either way. I think Charlie has a pretty good placement here. Good. That's what I was thinking too. All right, let's reveal it.
Y'all are mean people who don't remember the people who taught and raised you as children.
Thomas, why didn't you say high school then?
Because the thing is, that's fresh enough for us that if we, I would put that even further personally. I confused everyone. I was so bad at making it that I threw everyone off.
Yeah, huh. All right, I kind of see what you're saying, but I disagree with you entirely. And with that, the score has not changed whatsoever. It is still red team 6, blue team. That means it is my turn. Give me a second to get over there. Okay, we're gonna go with ordinary or extraordinary. I am gonna go with a Jeep Cherokee.
The Jeep Cherokees I know, they're kind of bog standard, but they're not as bog standard as the Jeep Wrangler. But the Cherokee's pretty, so I'm gonna say they're almost, they're a little bit toward extraordinary, but they're Jeeps.
I can say I know what size class the Cherokee is. My father owns a Jeep Compass at that rate, and I know the Wrangler is the standard operating procedure for Jeep. But I also know Mark's the one saying the words cars out loud.
Yes, you have to factor in how much I do or do not know about cars.
A Jeep is already kind of extraordinary just compared to like a sedan.
Personally, I would leave it on the ordinary side because it's not even like a standard off-roading Jeep, the Cherokee. Cherokee's more of like a road Jeep.
Is it a V1 or V2 engine? Or V3?
Let's not get into these specifics. I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference.
All right, let's reveal it.
Ooh, very ordinary.
I thought it was pretty ordinary to see a Jeep. I thought the Cherokee was the most common model, but...
I think Wrangler.
Wrangler is like the stereotypical one you see on every advertisement.
Okay, Wrangler would have gotten us there.
Yes.
But, wow, okay, the blue team's catching up. I've been talking all this smack, but it is now 6-3.
All these defense points.
Yes. Yeah, to be fair, the blue team has not gotten within the wavelength slice once, but they are catching up. Charlie, it is to you, I believe.
Useless in an emergency versus is useful in an emergency.
All right.
Okay.
Spin around.
Roller skates.
The only possible use case I can think of, is trying to get somewhere fast and then having to take the 3 to 5 minutes unstrapping them to actually be able to help in said emergency. So I'm gonna say they're quite useless in an emergency. Not an active hindrance. Actually, it's an active hindrance.
All right, Mark, what are you thinking?
My gut is telling me to put it more on the useful side.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, you can get around with them. You can
We were
use them for
thinking it here,
entertainment.
and he took a while to think of something. So I think he was trying to balance.
I think you're right.
And I think he would have said something way more useless if he wanted it that far over. Like spaghetti.
Hey, someone's dying of hunger.
Yeah, that's... what am I going to do with f***ing wet spaghetti?
What am I gonna do with roller
Glass and
skates?
Pull out spaghetti.
Exactly. Okay.
Let's reveal it.
Okay.
Woo!
A point.
Another
for red.
point for us.
I mean, I think you can get around pretty fast on roller skates.
Yeah, but once you get to your location,
Yeah, at least you got there though.
You've got unknown
Or
or famous. Rickshaw Billy's Burger Patrol.
One more time. One more time.
Rickshaw Billy's Burger Patrol.
I swear to God, if everyone starts yelling at me as soon as I said it about how famous and beloved Rickshaw's Burger Patrol is.
Rickshaw
Billy's.
Rickshaw
Billy's
Billy's.
Burger
Okay.
This guy's never heard of Rickshaw Billy.
Clearly, I have never heard of this, but when I was typing out the prompt, Ben leans into my ear and goes, "Rickshaw's one word."
You don't know what a rickshaw is?
No.
I'm sure he's never had to write it before.
That's such an ominous hint.
A rickshaw is kind of like a carriage that's manned by a person.
There'd be like a music cue in a horror movie, right when he says that.
At risk of being a fool once more, I am keeping the red dial where it is.
I think statistically we kind of have to keep it where it is.
Yeah. After that real quick round.
All right, I guess we're all locked in. Let's
I personally
reveal.
love Rickshaw Billy's Burger.
Yes! Oh, thank God!
And we got
That's a
the
win.
star.
Oh my goodness, I thought I was gonna be
I-
a idiot.
I had to pull
That
out.
does get us a point.
I had to pull out a random band that I knew nobody in this room would know, and it was Rickshaw Billy's Burger Patrol.
Yes.
Oh,
Ben was
my
just judging your
heart.
spelling of rickshaw.
Okay. You see, I didn't know like a rickshaw was. That is a victory for the red team, for me and Austin. I just realized I never changed the stream title, so we still went live with the title being "Ignore This." Fine, let me just change it to "Watch This." A few exclamation points.
Watch this, actually. Haha.